I guess that's one way you can do it. I just did that to be silly. Well, I'm glad my silly has apparently video game logic. I need vitriol spirit solution. So apparently when you're making daguerreotypes or tintypes or whatever this is, you use sulfuric acid and cyanide. I think I can tell why we've switched our chemicals. Shelf is lined with some strange and complex books. Some titles include Movements of the Shadows, Preserving the Mind, and Lessons Beyond Nature. Sulfuric acid. Where else would I find sulfuric acid besides the developing room? There's a scribbled annotation on this piece of paper. The veil is something we sense in our innermost being incessantly. In vain do we waste our lives, craving to tear through. It is Xylethal, the curtain behind which the great wings beat. Inside its ancient mist inhabit the shadows of those who left. So what about that? Alright, so I need to find a minute hand. And I need to find Hey, wait, is this sulfuric acid? A jar of vitriol oil. I must be careful. It is powerful acid. Well, it's my powerful acid now. Yes. Yeah, I think that there's like some weeping angels kind of thing going on in there. No. Oh well. Because it sure does sound like those things are like slinking up behind me or something. Except that they never kill me, which is nice of them. I appreciate that. Okay. I'm glad this is a magical picture. images appearing on the plate. There's a photograph of Anthony and Alexander. Alright. Hi there, guys. How are you doing? Alright, so... I need to find a minute hand still. And I need to... Unless I can take the minute hand... Can I take the minute hand from this one? Alexander, do you recognize this photograph? Take a look. It is you and our old friend Anthony. And there's someone else blurred in the background. Who's the third figure? Does he mean something to you? The bird awaits. Nope. I guess I take this one instead. Alright, so let's see here. I need it to be... So 6. So 6. Let's see here. So the hour hand has to be at 3. And the minute hand has to be at 3. Or no, at noon. Come on, that's not what I want to do. Oh, you gotta do it this way. Aw. So is it at 6:15 then? $6:15. So I want 6:15. Yes, I was right about how I needed it to be. Xylophone. The bird has burst out at the stroke, and now its beak is open. Clock mechanism is definitely broken. Yes, indeed it has. You are certainly correct there. Alright, does this let me into the basement then? Or not the... yeah, the cellar. There's a key inside the bird. So many ravens. Or crows, rather. A dusty carpet of Asian origin. Mold and dust cover the portrait, making the subject indistinguishable. This piece of fine furniture has several drawers. Inside this one is a gardener's shovel. You mean it's my gardener's shovel? The cabinet has a large stain of mold due to the high humidity of this atmosphere. The remains of a Roman mosaic behind this wall. I can't distinguish anything clearly. Ancient statue in poor conditions. A huge cage full of the leftovers and dirt. Animals have been captive here. A book written in a language unknown to me. There's a scrawled annotation written in English on one of the margins. This and no other is the function of the serum we manufactured at the boarding school when we were young. It is something that we didn't understand at the time. To accompany the mind to the proscenium of the big theater, and there help us look behind the curtain that separates the world of men from the land of truth. To look, I say, if anything, to apprehend an image of what lives there. Just that. Will the hoopoe allow us to raise the curtain enough to walk off stage and go behind? Innumerable jars full of murky objects suspended in formaldehyde. Jars and test tubes, everything is soaked in chemical residues and the air is filled with the smell of vinegar. So why are we preserving animals down here? What's the dealio? A bunch of dust-covered beakers with repulsive liquids. A few of them have developed fungi inside. Why'd my guy move on his own? Unlabeled bottles and lab equipment. Alright, is someone gonna say hi to me when I go back this way? Because I don't see anything else in here. This looks like a you shouldn't be here kind of place, but like, is there any item to grab in here, or why do you come back here? Old ruins. It seems that they were part of the Roman settlement. I wish I had cool old ruins in my house. No, I live in a country where the oldest thing is like 700 years old as far as like westernized things. The lock is very rusted, almost shattered. Skeletal fingers of the creature are clutching a rolled up canvas. Mine! It's a map of the stars. The remains of a humanoid body with grotesque animal aspect. Maybe a small ape? It has a collar with someone engraved the words on it, Old Mike. Besides the corpse, there is a paper leaf. Dear Alexander, undoubtedly your methods are definitely stronger than mine. How do you manage to get results with such alacrity? On another note, my epiphany with the treatise of alchemy was not accidental. When examining the text closer, I have come to the conclusion that for a time, Raymundus Lully sought the same thing as we did. In his account, he describes a formula that he calls hoopoe. Yes, like the legendary bird. It closely resembles the serum with which we have worked so far, except minor differences. It's a pity what you tell me about old Mike. I hope he gets better soon. Vietine qui siat. Oh God, that sounds like Alexander. Well, hurry. Not that it matters, but hurry anyway. Alexander! Augustus blasted open some diary pages on the wheelchair. The paper is ripped apart as if someone has stripped it of the book hastily. I am writing this in the light of my desk lamp, hoping to be able to remember it all when the birds finally sing and the sun's blessing dispels the dark shadows of the mind. During the whole afternoon, a strong wind hit the valley, so strong that it has cracked the larger branch of an old oak in the garden. I find it hard to get sleep during these nights, so I read a lot while accompanying the professor. I don't really know when exactly I fell asleep. I was awakened by the chill of the night, which was seeping through the open window. I looked outside and I saw him. The professor was miraculously awake. What was my joy to see him standing on the balcony, watching the valley with a true serene expression, enjoying the fresh and calm air right after the storm. I felt that a blessing had fallen upon this house, and, for a moment, I felt immensely happy. I stared at him for a while without saying anything, being afraid of dispelling a vision that I hadn't believed possible for a long time. And then, in the midst of the silence, I heard a sound that froze me in my seat and snatched all my calmness with such a terrible chill that I will never forget. A loud noise beside me, low-pitched as the drag of a slab. Mr. Alexander's snore. He was pleasantly sleeping in his bed. I've already made a decision. I'll leave this house. A statue. It's holding something. It's mine. It's a lens mounted in a metal ring. Deneb, Vega, and Altair, the Summer Triangle. Some kind of navigation map. Several constellations are marked. Right, so it was in the hands of an angel, so maybe it has something to do with these. Okay, doesn't have anything to do with in here. Well, that sounds good. What was that? Things don't sound the same in here now. Alright. Where's the... Okay, well that's been moved, so... Yeah, let's venture behind that desk. Why not? Oh. Fits perfectly in the telescope. wooden secretary desk, beautifully carved. The flip top has no knob or lock, just some thumbhole. Alright, let's see here. Deneb, Vega, and Altair. So, $sign looking thing, upside down Omega. Wait. Oops. So they're kind of askew. So it's like this? Or like, I will tell you right now, stargazing things I always have so much trouble with. So it's slightly higher and it's slightly closer to this side. Something like that. Is this gonna ruin my streak where I'm gonna have to look this up because I don't know how to find the stars correctly? Because I don't know what these symbols mean. They are not just the constellations of. Let's see. Because I don't see Leo anywhere. I see Pisces, but I don't see like Scorpio, and I don't see Leo. There's a dark hole in the center of the room. It delves into the depths of the earth beyond what I can see. I'm terribly sorry about old Mike. Will you put him to rest in his favorite place? After weeks of unsuccessful attempts, I have managed to distill the alchemical formula based on the notes you sent me. Certainly you are a master of this craft. The subject reacted to the serum as usual, rapidly entering into the state of waking sleep. Suddenly, the convulsions stopped, and since then, he has not been responding to any kind of stimulation. He's remained in this state for many days. My diagnosis is brain dead. Which should be our next step, Alexander? Or which should be our next step, Alexander? I am worried this could be the end of our research. Vedete che iniziate. Alright, so I'm guessing, okay, so I need the largest star in Deneb, the largest star in Vega, which is in the middle, and the second from the far end in Altair. So this one, and this one, and then it's like, there we go. I didn't realize that the map was the same section. Correct, this is the summer triangle. So it's $U and H. Not that H. This one. There's a small cabinet with 2 slots for syringes. Only one of them remains. The voice again comes from the bottom of the pit. Alexander! 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 Do you want the syringe? This is what you asked me to search for, is it not, Alexander? Am I right? The last door. Xylethal. Last door. We can cross together. What should I do? I am waiting for you, here in the mist. It's nearby. I can hear it. What is nearby? What do you hear? I hear the beating of its wings. It knows we are afraid. I am ready. Sit down. I have surgical instruments and some jars of chemicals in them. Right in the neck. Do you think we will find any clue here about Tivit's whereabouts? The police must have taken almost everything, but we have no other leads to pursue. Hopefully they have overlooked something. What about this room? There's a sealed letter between this table and the wall. It looks like Herr Beechworth had never sent it. I think it is best that you read it. Dearest Alexander, please, you must reflect on this. We do not yet know what we are dealing with. If you were to open the door, it may stay that way. An open way for whatever lives on the other side. Videteke ervietene kisiat. I think it means you see not what you know. Videte kisiat. The adventure continues in Season 2. The Last Door Ancient Shadows was funded by 2,040 backers. It was published on February 14th, 2014. So there's more to this. There's a second session, like a second set, you said? Is there like a second game on here? Yes, there is a season 2. Alright, well, it looks like I will be getting season 2 and doing that one starting tomorrow. But this is where I'm going to call the video for the night. So thanks for watching, everybody who watched. Thanks for coming in. I'd be happy to see you all again some other time. I will see you hopefully tomorrow. Good night.